Crazy hour, buddy boy. Crazy hour.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
All right. Who believes in Tommy? Do you believe in Tommy?
Not really.
Not really.
No.
Big Mac, do you believe in Tommy?
Of course I do.
I just gave Tommy Zach Scott's phone number.
Yeah.
And what do
right.
you think's going to happen with that?
Go find out.
They're going to trade tips on jeans that they wear? Like, where do you think that's going?
That's a
He's
bit
so
harsh.
nervous
I don't know why
about it,
you're
too.
knocking Tommy.
Don't be nervous, Tommy. Just call the number.
See, Mac, the reason I'm knocking Tommy is
'Cause you're
I'm in
just
a
a miserable-
bad,
yeah, I understand.
miserable mood
And I
now.
feel for you.
And I'm sitting next to a guy in Craig who loves
Because, I mean,
the destruction.
that's awesome.
He does. No, and you admit that, and I do respect.
No, I was talking about this New York Jet-themed Dunkin' Donuts.
By the way, the smell is amazing.
But go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
I
You
don't love destruction.
No, you do, and that's okay. You love the destruction. You love that the Met fan, myself included, got some joy from the last 24 hours,
Yeah.
and you love the fact that that joy has now been snatched from us, just been taken away, like we're kids who just got candy at Halloween, and you said, no candy for you. By the way, the smell of these donuts from Dunkin' Donuts are amazing.
If you're just tuning in, interim GM or acting GM Zach Scott of the New York Mets was found by White Plains police, pulled over on the side of the road in his vehicle at 4:17 in the morning. Field sobriety test, he failed it. He refused, the breathalyzer refused to give blood at the scene. So they processed him as a drunken driving case, which is a DWI. He's going to be back in court on Thursday, and we'll see what happens from
Well,
there.
the other part of it to me that's troublesome is that when the Mets released a statement, in the statement they said, we heard about this morning.
Right.
And since this occurred on Tuesday morning.
Monday night into Tuesday
so
morning.
24 hours later, they now know about it. That doesn't seem ideal if you're Zach Scott.
Yeah.
I would be a little ticked off if I'm the Mets if I truly did find out about this 24 hours later and found out about it from somebody other than Zach Scott.
So it's interesting. We got a call off the air, I guess, from someone at the White Plains Police Department or maybe at the courthouse there who knows about it, saying, hey, Zach Scott got, blah, 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 blah. At the same, we were trying to confirm that before you just throw that on the air, of course, which is the right thing to do. And then the Post was getting it, I guess, at the same time and went with it. Did you call Zach up?
One ring to voicemail.
One ring to voicemail.
One ring, then voicemail.
All right.
Do you think Zach Scott has shut his cell phone off for the day?
Yeah, if it goes one ring voicemail, it's usually either a, boom or
Is it? Did you leave a message?
I'm sending a text. I like that better.
You're sending a text?
Yeah, because a voicemail, you could just allow them to
Well, I
pile
want to
up.
hear the text you're sending to Zach Scott. Have you sent it yet?
No,
Well,
let me write it up, and then I'll send it.
Yeah, but don't send it until we hear it.
Let's hear a rough draft.
All right, yeah,
first.
we need a rough draft of what you're sending
Yeah,
to
let me
Zach
think
Scott.
about this one.
Or if you want, I'll just, you want me to text him?
Yeah, why not?
You're so afraid of these moments. It's
I'm not
crazy
afraid
to
of these
me.
moments, but they do happen live on the air.
So call him out.
Loogie, you know what
Like
you're
you're putting
doing?
me in a position where it's like,
I'm
live
gonna-
on the air. What are you going to
I'm
text
going to compare
the GM?
this so that you
that's
can
all.
fully
But I know what to say.
understand
I'm
this.
good at stuff like
All
that.
right,
I could do a text.
Here's what you're doing. You're Francisco Lindor and you're laying down a bunt. Like, instead of swinging for a 2-run home run and saying, hey, I'm going to be a star, this is going to be my producer breakout moment, you're like, let me lay down a bunt sacrifice and let Craig double in the
No,
run.
I just said I'll
He'll
do it.
rip one up the alley for me.
I'm going to do it.
So will you bunt or will you swing for the fences?
Swing for the fences.
Are you Lindor or are you Baez?
I'm swinging for the fences.
Okay. Well, you may swing and miss if you're Baez.
When you
Well, at
write
least you
it,
swung.
let us hear it before
Or
you send
swung,
it.
I should say.
All right? And I recognize Zach Scott's probably not coming on the show, but you never know
I
sometimes.
think
You
that's
think?
a fair assessment.
I think so.
Hence why you make me do it.
I wonder, like, do you think the Mets called him and said, hey, we just got a report that you had a DWI? Or do you think at some point he said to them, hey, I'm sorry I didn't call you yesterday, but a couple nights ago after the party, I got pulled over?
It's
How do you
pretty
think it went?
significant because if it's not him, look, I've never been a boss, but as a boss, I'd be pissed if it wasn't him. I'd be pissed if I'm finding this out
How do you think it went?
elsewhere.
Based on what we have in front of us.
Based on the information someone else told him.
They found out and they said, yo, Zach, what's up?
If he was ever going to tell the Mets something that obviously was going to get out, you do it immediately. You don't wait. Why the hell would you wait? Why would you risk someone else giving that information to your employers? Look, he's gone. There's no chance. There's a better chance the Mets re-sign Javier Baez than Zach Scott remains GM.
And I think Sandy's going to go with him.
Oh, they're all gone.
Because I've been saying that for a couple of weeks now, but Sandy now, like I said, like we're joking about it because it's just, fodder to have fun with, I guess, at their expense. But, he hired a sexual predator and a guy that drove drunk.
Craig, there are two things. There are two aspects that can keep you employed or lose your job. Building a baseball team and stuff off the field. Sandy's basically 0 for 2. The team on the field is under 500. The stuff off the field has been embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's been embarrassing. So both of those things have been failures. If I'm the owner of the New York Mets, and I basically hired Sandy Alderson strictly for approval process with other major league owners, what would you do?
No, I've been telling
What
you
would
for
you
weeks
do?
he's gone.
You'd get rid of everybody.
Now you just have more ammunition for to answer the question
dude,
of why.
The ammunition is
Right.
loaded.
Yeah.
I can't even fit any more ammunition.
Right.
It's packed with
Like,
ammunition.
you don't even have to explain yourself in the press conference about the firing.
No.
Like, Sandy Olson is a respected man, and I believe a good man, is being fired when the season's over, if not sooner at this point now. And when they fire him, you're not going to have to go through a whole lengthy, let me walk you through why. It's out there.
Here's why you actually could very well fire them now, and it actually makes sense. So you're not doing anything underhanded when you beg Theo Epstein to take the job. Right now, you do it. It's a little unethical. There are other people who have that job. A little unethical, right? So if you just clean house now, if Steve Cohen says, look, everybody's gone, you could start making those pitches right now for Theo, because clearly that's number one choice. We all know it. It's obvious. It's not anything breaking. You're going to target a Hall of Fame general manager, which is what he is. He's a Hall of Fame executive. You're going to target him. It probably says no, and then you move on. But, yeah, you could get rid of everybody right now on September 1st. Why not?
There's a quick semantical thing I want to make sure that the radio station is careful about, because it's up on our website now that the FAN is claiming he was driving home from Steve Cohen's. That's not accurate.
Yeah, we don't know that.
We know that he was at Steve Cohen's house for the charity event, which I've been told ended before 10 o'clock at night. He went somewhere else in between the party ending and falling asleep in his car. So if you want to report that he was factually an attendee at the charity event, that's factual. Okay, fine. But I would not connect those two dots without putting the time frame in between, which is 7 hours.
Right.
And I know it's semantics, but let's make sure.
We don't know. We don't know what happened in those 7 hours.
Let's make sure we report that as a radio station and our website.
Who said that? The website?
Our website is now saying Zach Scott arrested for drunk driving after attending party at Steve Cohen's home, driving home from the party.
Yeah, you can't.
Let's just make sure we have that
Fix that headline.
locked up.
It's one thing when you screw up like something we say on the air and take that out of context. That's fine. Don't mess this
Like
one up.
we just said on Twitter that he was driving home from the party. That's not accurate.
No.
All right?
We don't know that.
All right. We do know, according to sources, that he was at
Right.
the party.
It could have been one of 7 things he did that night, or he very well could have
All right.
driven home and then passed out on South Lexington Avenue.
Joining us on the hotline right now is Luis Rojas, the manager of the Mets. The Luis Rojas Report is brought to you by Smart Water Alkaline. I got some right here. Stay refreshed, stay smart, stay active with Smart Water Alkaline.
Drink some right now.
Luis, it's Craig and Evan. How you doing today, pal?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Well-
Just got back to the house a few hours ago from the field.
First
What's
of
going
all, before we say anything, happy birthday, Luis. Happy birthday.
on? Hey, thank you.
All right, now
appreciate it.
we'll go through the tough
yeah,
stuff.
happy birthday for sure.
Get that out of the way.
All right, so listen, there's never a dull moment with the New York Mets. You know that. Are you aware of what's happening with your acting general manager, Zach Scott?
Yes, I'm aware. I was made aware, actually, while I was at the field. So before I left to my house, back to my house to be with my family, I was made aware of it.
Got it. So a couple questions on, if you don't mind. Were you at the charity event at Steve Cohen's house that Monday night as well, or no?
Yes, I did attend the charity. It's a nice charity. I think from the start of this year, Alex founded it early in spring training,
Right.
and we all know the purpose of it is outstanding.
Yeah, no
And
doubt.
we had a great time there, and
So
Yeah,
the
came
question, a couple questions on that, and then Evan can get to the other stuff for you. Do you recall seeing Zach drinking to a point where you noticed it? And ballpark, what time did you guys leave the party or know that the party came to an end?
we were all together there. Some players, not all the players. I believe we were like 6 players plus me. And then we just, for the cost of the event, but nothing crazy was going there other than the event itself. You know,
Right.
the guys were participating, interacting with a lot of people, personalities there, and I thought it was a great event. And we had back around at 8:45. I want to say we took a bus from the field and back to the field. I think. Then that was it. I was home probably.
So
by
let me ask you this: do you
10 p.m.
recall Zach Scott being on the bus with all you guys, or did he go separately, as far as you know?
Yeah, he was driving separately, but I don't know much past the being in the event and having a good time and talking to Zach actually about the event and some other things that we're actually going through, as you guys know, at the end of the weekend.
Got it. So to you, nothing seemed out of place, abnormal. Got it.
Was he at the ballpark yesterday?
I didn't see him at the ballpark yesterday. We had an early and late day yesterday. So
No, I am.
There's just a few people that I got to see yesterday.
All right. So you know what's going on. Obviously, we know what's going on now. We'll let it play itself out. Which brings us to the next off the field thing. What were your emotional thoughts as Javi Baez is coming around third base yesterday afternoon in the early game? In a game he didn't start, he gets booed out because of all the thumbs down nonsense that took place, and now here he is coming around third base to try to score the game-winning run in a game that you guys have been outplayed in, had no business winning, and yet have this awesome comeback in the ninth inning. Walk us through what you're thinking and feeling that it's him of all people scoring the winning run.
Yeah, well, let me start with the first thing you said. He wasn't playing because this game was already started back in April 11th, and we just went straight up for Guillorme, who was on the IL for that game, and we placed Villar in to play third base, and we kept Lindor and McNeil up the middle as we were back in that day, so we didn't change the lineup or we lose a player that was already active, and we included Villar to play third. So Baez came in later to face a lefty on a matchup, and that's the only reason why he didn't start. But we were looking to a situation where we could bring Baez into the game because we knew that he could impact the game, and well, he did. So it was very exciting. Baez is that player, man. He can beat you in so many ways, and I said it repeatedly. And he did it yesterday. He got on base with that infield single. He played the speed played the role yesterday, and the other day was a homer, but that first game yesterday was his speed.
You didn't know what the thumbs down kind of celebration meant until Sunday. Is that true?
I didn't know. I had no idea.
Is that something, like, as manager, and obviously there's a lot you got to do, lineups, matchups, the whole thing. Is that something you want to know more about so that if this situation ever occurs again, you're like on top of everything? Is that something you want to know more about?
Well, I think these things eventually, when it starts happening for a period of time, what you learn what it is. But when it's happening at first, managers are not aware. The players have their meeting about what they're going to do that connects them with the dugout when they hit a single. The manager is not a part of that. The manager is focusing on the game and what plays next. But the players do this, and there's a connection in the dugout when they do things like that. But the manager eventually, with time, like when they were doing the Joey Lucchesi
the chirp
signal, it took me probably a week or so to actually notice that they were doing the chirp. I mean, they were dancing to it and doing all that, and it was a connection that the team had just showing the chirp because Joey Lucchesi has his own brand of the pitch, and he sells T-shirts and clothes and all that. So the guys were really connected doing all those moves. So I noticed Javi doing something, but I thought he was trying to do the chirp, and he didn't know how to do it since he's a new member of the team. So that was probably in my own eyes what I thought he was doing. I think Kevin Pillar said the same thing as well.
Have you had conversations with some players, specifically Francisco Lindor, because he comes across, and he's admitted it, he doesn't like being booed. And I get it, no player likes being booed, but he does come across sensitive to being booed. Have you talked to individual players about how that's bothered them over the course of the year?
Not really. Francisco and I have had some conversations, but every time he talks about it, he talks about him performing better. Like, I'm going to start hitting. And he brings it up, and we know he's going to start hitting. I mean, for me, Francisco's a special player. He's a really good player. We know that, yet he hasn't gotten hot offensively, but he's done everything so right. But he has talked about it, and he wants to give fans what they want to see out of him. But that's probably the only conversations I had. Not something that we just spend a lot of time on. It's just that he's a guy that wants to give the fans what they want. You know, as much as he cares for the team, as much as he cares for the organization entirely, and he does, and you know, he cares for the fan base as well.
Talking right now to Luis Rojas, New York Mets. Of course, no game tonight with the terrible weather throughout. So walk us through yesterday. Lindor is in the lineup, man on second, nobody out, first inning, and he lays down a bunt. And Evans yelling and screaming about it. A lot of Met fans are saying, this isn't what you pay a guy $300 million to do.
And Luis remembers the times I've yelled at him about it already this year.
So I know you've said it's green light. He's always had the green light to do what he wants up there. But what are you thinking when he lays that bunt down? Some people viewed it as, you know, he didn't want to make it out in that spot, or he's afraid of the moment. How did you view the bunt?
Yeah, he's moving the guy over, and that's how I see it. And I said repeatedly here, I like Francisco to swing, but listen, he's a bat early in the game, and he's such a versatile player, and he can do so many things. He can get an infield hit. I don't think it was necessarily to be a sac bunt. I think he wanted to lay down a bunt single there, you know, in a way, and you know, it just didn't go that way. But he moved the guy over. That's probably the byproduct you get out of it, but. Francisco's going to do things like this. There's just a lot of things that he can do.
You know what, though? You said the first thing you said is I get it how you feel. The first thing you said is you'd rather him swing, and that's the reality. I mean, the bunt, the sacrifice, bunting for a hit. We want him to drive the run in. You want him to drive the run in. That's his job, not to lay down a bunt and advance a guy to third base or even beat it out for a hit. It's to drive the freaking run in.
Yes. We want guys to drive runs in, but we also want guys to be themselves. And Jonathan Villar is going to get picked I don't know how many times on the bases, or he's going to overrun some back. But we don't want to take the aggressiveness of Jonathan. You know, we want Jonathan to be reckless, and we want Javi Baez to be reckless because they cause a lot of pressure, and they also impact the game in so many ways. So there's a lot of things that are going to happen in games that are going to make a difference because these guys being themselves.
Conforto said something interesting after the game. He said, we wanted to win this game more than any other game this year. And it's funny, as a fan, you guys looked lifeless. So it didn't appear as if you guys wanted to win the game more than any other game. But as the manager, did you get that sense over the course of that game that there was a little bit more energy or even more nervousness in really wanting to win that first game more than others this season?
Well, in the dugout, it was. I mean, everyone was supporting each other. Everyone was backing each other up. But, like, I'm all in with you. In between the lines, it didn't look that way. We were playing sloppy. The at-bats weren't good. I mean, then the game started separating. I mean, it looked like a one-sided game. It was only 5-1. I mean, we're a grand slam away from tying the game. But it looked like a one-sided game. It almost felt like it was a 10-1 game probably between the lines. But in the dugout, he felt that we had a chance. Everyone was pulling for each other. Everyone coming into the dugout and out of the dugout was just cheering for each other. So I think that's what led to it. Then Javi being inserted into the game and just his energy being a part of it, you know, it uplifted the team. Brandon Nimmo's homer, the catcher coming in on the double switch, leading up the inning with a walk, everything just played a role to come back and win that game.
Why didn't Lindor play game two? Start game two, I should say.
Well, it's part of his progression almost, even though we're coming from a day off. But the amount of innings played in that game and then combining with the next one, we had our old plan that he was going to come in the fifth inning if we needed him. So per performance and him not playing the amount of innings in one day after being activated, a week exactly? It was yesterday. That's where we made the decision.
Is now do or die time, though? I mean, every game is important. You basically have to win every single day. Can we put the rest aside and say, hey, now it's time to stick our foot on the gasoline?
Yeah, we'll monitorize that and see how the guys are and how they feel. Right, we're not going to put anyone in an awkward situation or a situation where we're not going to be quite themselves. We do want everyone to be available for every game, for every inning. We do want that, but you know, in reality, we just got to monitorize the games and see how the guys feel and manage them. You know, and just get the best out of each one.
Talking to manager Luis Rojas, New York Mets, a few more moments. You know, the last 3 days have been really interesting. Obviously, the Zach Scott stuff that just came across our table an hour ago. But it seems like you guys went from, you know, you're dead, it's over. Everyone's kind of, you know, not you guys, but fans, like it's over, we've given up. Season's done. Everyone's getting replaced. You know, why are we even watching them anymore? Football's not around the corner. And then all of a sudden, 4 games later, you know, you're 5.5 games out. you're within striking distance of Atlanta, and you got a pulse again. And I wonder how you manage yourself through those ups and downs that you've never experienced before, in this capacity. What's it been like for you?
Yeah, no, everything's a learning experience, and that's a really good question. Everything's a learning experience. You only get better through experiences, whether positive or negative. And we've had a really bad month of August result-wise, and I think we grew a lot as a team. That's a big challenge, and to show up into the last day of August and did what we did yesterday, and it shows the resiliency the whole group has. So, me personally, I think you got to be consistent. I mean, you got to be consistent every day, bring the energy, get the guys prepared. There's going to be certain areas sometimes that are not going to be working in a way, but you got to find a way to win games. And our offense hasn't been where we wanted probably the whole season, but we still got to prepare, and we got to trust the guys that they're going to come in, they're going to start hitting. Michael started swinging better, taking better at bats. McNeil impacted the ball better yesterday. There's some things that are going to start happening, but throughout situations like that, you just got to be the same person and show up as being the same person to everyone there, and picking them up. It's just not easy for a human being to fail, but there's always opportunity to get better. There's always an opportunity to work on the things that you need to work to get better and keep going forward. Even though we didn't get the results against the Giants and Dodgers specifically for the 2 long weeks we had against them, we grew through that, and we found out some things about us. And I think, that's what got us ready to this point to keep moving forward and be optimistic.
By the time you got to that team meeting yesterday morning, did the guys already kind of know, all right, we got to apologize. All right, we can't be so sensitive about the booing. Was that basically understood by the time you guys got to that team meeting?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, they were ready to do that. They wanted to speak publicly, but it's not only the apology, but they wanted to clarify things, I think.
Right.
Because, I think what came out was that Mets players, like all the players were, and I think Javi owned a lot of it, just saying what he's done in the past on the road. And he wanted to clarify things. He wanted to make it more clear, and his appreciation for the fans and for the Mets fan base, and same for Lindor, who's going to be here for years to come. And he wanted to clarify the message, and then we talked about the message, something that they wouldn't do anymore. But at the same time, they wanted to clarify their love for the fans. They want to clarify what they meant, and they want everyone just to be together through this, and they're giving their best to. For them to cheer on them.
Was Sandy Alderson in that team meeting too, or was it just the players and the coaching staff?
Well, Sandy said in this statement that we're going to have a meeting, so he was there.
He was. So did he kind of repeat what he said in the statement, or were there more things he was adding to what he wanted to say?
Yeah, I'm not going to go into the meeting. That's something that doesn't need. That's past right now. I think that made us better. We're past that. We played 2 great games yesterday, and it's unfortunate we're not playing today. I know the weather, we can't dictate that. We'll take, the rest off after playing the 16 innings, but we're looking forward to tomorrow's game.
Did Javi and Francisco attend the party with all of you guys at Steve's house on Monday, or no?
They were among the players that were there.
And I asked that question because I'm wondering if there was at any point during the party where you guys huddled up with Steve Cohen to discuss making the apology the next day.
No, I mean, the reason of the event was, the purpose of the event was another thing, another great reason, and to help the communities in Queens, and it's just a great foundation. And that was the purpose. That's why we were there. And it was just an excellent time. We're there for probably, I'm going to say 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Right. So there was no talk of the booing and all that stuff?
We were there for the event, and like I said, it was a great event, special.
Did you find the earring? Has it been found?
I don't know. I looked for a little bit. I'm not really good at finding things, and and then there were older people, so I moved. I had to go back in, so I don't know what it ended up being, if they found it or not, but yeah.
Well, I'm assuming he had insurance on it. That's got to be an expensive earring. He makes a bunch of money, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, listen, Luis, I appreciate you coming on today. Thank you for that. Good luck as you guys try to get back into this thing here in the next week or two before it is too late. And we'll talk to you again next week. Enjoy the Labor Day holiday. And as Evan said at the start of this, happy birthday to you, and I hope you got a little chance to enjoy your family as well.
Thanks, and I appreciate it. Talk to you guys in a week.
All right, Luis Rojas, everyone, manager of the Mets. So there's your no sources. There's your confirmation. He was there. Zach Scott was at the party. They were at the party together and left at about 8:45. So we had our timeline right on the party ending before 10.
And he drove. He didn't take the team bus back to the stadium.
He did not go with the team or the players that went, the 6 players or so, nor Luis or anyone else that went. So there's your on-the-record confirmation. You don't have to quote unnamed sources for that. Not that it means anything. It's just interesting to me that the guy was at the party. He's told you Zach Scott was at the party.
Yep.
And that's it. So nothing new yet. There's a couple people reaching out to me that claim to be from White Plains who think they have more specifics on it. Before I say what those are, we're going to try to confirm them on our own on the back end. Talking to, we have some calls into the White Plains Police Department. But listen, the story's not going to change, right?
No.
It's just not. The story is what it is.
Look, it's personal responsibility. In fact, Zach Scott's the same guy who was talking about personal responsibility who came to staying healthy like a few weeks earlier. Remember that ruffled some feathers of players, that whole thing? Look, it's up to you. Okay, you're responsible for the alcohol you put in your body. You're responsible for the decision you make to go behind the wheel. It's about you.
Well, here's the other question.
I agree it's interesting. Like, I think it should be pointed out. But this is about Zach Scott making a terrible decision.
Well, it's also at some point, and as I've said for weeks now, I don't think he's going to be here next year. So I'm just adding fuel to that flame. I guess on purpose. I don't know. Sandy Alderson has been the moving force behind all these hires. So if you needed a reason to, and I don't say this with any joy at all because I respect Sandy Alderson a great deal as a person, and the life he's led. But there does come a point where you do have to answer for these decisions you made.
May I ask you a question that's very related?
Please.
Should they not hire Theo Epstein?
You want to go down that road now?
No, the road we need to go down is he hired both of them too.
Yeah, right.
And I think that
great point.
I got to be fair to myself. I keep bringing up Theo. Fair to your point, to not ignore that Theo Epstein is a great general manager. He may be the greatest of all time. But if we are going to mention hiring Jared Porter and hiring Zach Scott as a part of why Sandy's going, then I've got to be fair to everyone listening that Theo Epstein's done the exact same thing.
Then he can't be hired.
No, he can be because...
But he made the same errors in judgment on the people he hired.
Correct.
You can say that.
Correct. You're right. You're not wrong with anything you're saying. But I guess winning is the cure-all. And the main reason why Sandy Alderson is probably going to be let go'd, that's not even correct, but will be let go'd. At least I corrected myself immediately.
Let go.
Will be handed a letter of get the hell out of here.
And a check.
And a check is because the Mets have failed. Let's not kid ourselves.
No, that's
I mentioned
true.
this to you earlier. If you're a general manager with great experience and great success, you'll survive stuff like this. So, yes, I want to be fair to mention that Theo Epstein has a history with both Jared Porter and Zach Scott. But he also has a history of leading the Boston Red Sox and the Chicago Cubs to World Series championships, and that's what most fans care about.
Coming up, we're actually going to talk to Aaron Boone. We will probably not bring up Zach Scott. He's coming up. Coming to you live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair.
Carton and Roberts on SNY is brought to you by Smart Water Alkaline, proud partner of the New York Mets.
Getting your favorite restaurants delivered to your door just got better. Introducing the Grubhub Guarantee. It's our promise to deliver the food you love on time and give you the lowest price. Or you'll get $5 off your next order. Experience your food just like the restaurant intended. That's the Grubhub Guarantee.
Welcome to Toyota's National Sales Event.
Ooh, RAV4.
It's a great time to save on the 2021s while they last.
Ooh, Venza.
Toyota's got an exciting lineup to choose from.
Oh, Highlander. Could you?
Oh, sure. You have to understand, it's the National Sales Event.
Right now, lease a new 2021 RAV4 for just $229 a month. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost service plan with roadside assistance.
Hey, that's my line.
Toyota, let's go places.
Dan Cronin tweeted, "I was lonely for a little bit, but fortunately, I got yet another email from Untuckit.
Dan, if Untuck can cure your loneliness, don't wait for an email. Just put one on. There are so many occasions to break out your favorite shirt. There are Zoom calls, Zoom happy hours, Zoom coffee breaks, Zoom weddings, and Zoom Zooms, which are Zooms where you schedule other Zooms. Dan, no matter what the occasion is, you'll be the sharpest dressed person there. Don't miss out on our sale, happening now.
I know it looks like I'm trying to stop this plane, but I'm not. This is a Nissan sales event ad. Don't let that get away. This Rogue has more standard safety features than any car in its class, so you can handle almost anything.
Hurry in for 0% financing for 36 months on Rogue.
Better hurry before these deals take off.
Let's get started. Bill, where's your mask?
I really tried sleeping with it, everybody, but I'm done struggling. Now I sleep with Inspire.
Inspire?
Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside my body with just a click of this button.
A button? No mask? No hose?
Just sleep.
Yeah, but you need the hose, you need the air, you need the...
Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation. Learn more at inspiresleep.com.
Tomorrow, the Mets look to break out the lumber against their division rivals at home as they set out for a convincing NL East win over the pesky Marlins at Citi Field.
That ball is out of here!
Coverage begins with Citi pregame tomorrow at 6:30, only on SNY.
If there's ever a summer to get away, this is it. And the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event is here to make it happen. Secure your deal and head to your Hyundai dealer today, where new vehicles are arriving daily, and get away with summer-only savings on all models. This is your summer to get away with it all. Hey, it's your journey. Own it.
Lease an Elantra for $139 a month, or get an Elantra or Sonata for 0% APR plus 0 payments for 90 days. Hurry in.
I gained 53 pounds.
Did she say gain weight?
I gained 53 pounds with CB1 Weight Gainer.
That's right. Introducing CB1 Weight Gainer, the weight gain pill.
I've been skinny most of my life.
CB1 Weight Gainer totally changed my life.
CB1 Weight Gainer is a safe, effective, and patented weight gain pill.
I searched and searched online, and I finally found CB1 Weight Gainer. It took me only 3 months to gain 30 pounds.
I went from 150 to 175 in just 3 months.
All in all, I gained 53 pounds, and I'm super pumped.
I look and feel better than ever.
Gain the weight you want or your money back guaranteed. Order today and we'll include the exclusive Weight Gain Guidebook, a $19.99 value free. Call now and we'll also upgrade your order to rush processing, a $6.99 value absolutely free. That's right. Save over $25 when you call or visit cb1weightgainer.com now.
.com and by Spectrum Mobile. Get unlimited talk, text, and data. You can save up to 40%. Go to SpectrumMobile.com today. Aaron's out there in Anaheim for the final game of this disastrous series against the Angels. Garrett Cole against Packy Naughton. Aaron, Craig, and Evan, how you doing, pal?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys?
Well, I'd like you to get a win, against this team would be nice. Give us an idea of how you kind of look back in these last 3 games and answer the question of why and how.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've lost 4 in a row. I mean, we lost 2 tough ones in Oakland.
Right.
The final 2 there, and now the first 2 here, where we had opportunities. Yesterday was a day where, we had a lot of opportunities. I thought, for the most part, had a lot of really good at-bats. The double play obviously really hurt us yesterday, where we were unable to really break through with that big inning that we felt like we probably should have had last night. And but we have a chance to salvage it today on our way back home and into an off day, and hopefully Garrett can go out and help us get that done. Frustrating at all, knowing that even during the 13-game win streak, that Tampa continued to win? Do you pay attention to that and recognize that? CeeLo came in earlier and said, if you look back before the streak started after the loss at the Field of Dreams game to now, you've actually lost ground to Tampa. How frustrating is that? Yeah, there's nothing we can do about that. So, right. The biggest thing is, even though we've lost a few here, I still feel like as a club we're in a good spot. We're in position to go out and have a really strong final month of the season here and put ourselves in position to hopefully play for something meaningful come October. And that's where our focus is, and feel like we have a great opportunity to do that regardless of what happens in the games that we have no control over.
So 2 nights ago, first 3 innings, Corey Kluber looked great. I think Yankee fans are like, man, we missed this guy. And obviously he hit that roadblock in the 4th inning. What made you decide to stick with him through that entire inning? Was there a thought on getting him out a little bit earlier?
There was a thought that Mayfield would be his last hitter. But then once he hit the grand slam and the bases are clear, now it's like we're going to let him finish that inning. He gives up another hit and then gets the next guy out to get out of the inning. So, yeah, there was a thought that Mayfield would be the last, but up to that point, no. He had given up 2, kind of sort of seeing eyes, walked a guy and hung a breaking ball for a 4-ball, and that's kind of wrecked the outing. But, try and take away the positives of that outing, and it was a real crisp 3 innings. The stuff was in line with what we've seen even before the injury and stuff, and the movement quality of the pitches. So I think it's a step for him and about getting him built up to hopefully be a real factor for us here down the stretch. Talking to Aaron Boone, manager of the New York Yankees. They wrap it up. It's an afternoon game out there, 6:30 pregame here against Packy Naughton and the Angels.
You love that name, by the way.
Packy Naughton, because
I've never heard Craig mention an opposing pitcher as often as Packy Naughton.
Because Aaron Boone can't give him a nickname. He's already got one. Unless you call him Naughty, I guess. I don't know what you would call him. So I'm going to steal Evan's comment from earlier today. Are you having more patience now with some of your starters, example, the Kluber game the other day, because you're contemplating what you're going to need a month from now in a potential wild card scenario, a.k.a. Garrett Cole pitching that game? Are you starting to think that way or no?
What do you mean? I don't quite understand.
In other words, Loizaga's pitched more innings than he's pitched his entire life.
He asked the question the right way, Craig. Come on.
And so there are guys in your bullpen that you rely on big time who have now gone well past anything they've ever gone past before.
There you go.
Are you keeping that in mind, hoping that when you get to October, those guys are not pitched out?
Well, that has certainly we've got to keep that in mind. But also we understand the importance of these games. So part of that is the importance of starters, getting us into the 5th and hopefully beyond that at times. So we're in a position to where we can, use Lowe and use Greeny in those 1+2 inning situations where we can, where we've had a lot of success. But I am certainly mindful of how much they have worked and their workload, and it is important that they are fresh and strong, but also understanding the importance of these games. And so you try and strike that balance all the time. But again, it goes back to, through all this, you have to lean on everyone, and that's starters, relievers, different relievers in certain games that you have to lean on in winning situations. That's part of the formula to have ultimate success.
Yeah, I thought last night was a fascinating decision, at least for me as a fan at home. For you, I know it's stressful. And that was with Tyone in the 5th inning, because you had, I think it was Rodriguez, the lefty, warming up. Here comes Ohtani with a base open. So part of everyone watching is put Ohtani on base. Who the hell wants to deal with him? I'm watching thinking, how much does Tyone have left? He got off to another great start. That seems to be a trend with him. He gets off to great starts, and in his last few starts has hit into trouble in the third, fourth, or fifth inning. So take us through the thought process of, all right, I got a base open. I got a lefty in the bullpen. Ohtani's up. Gosselin's on deck. What do I think Tyone still has? Really the manager thought process on that decisions and the decisions you made in the fifth inning last night.
Yeah, so stuff-wise, J-Mo was in a good spot. And I thought last night, actually, his stuff was, for as good as he's been over the last couple of months, I thought stuff-wise it's as good as we've seen. I mean, he blew through the first time through the order.
Right.
Even when he gave up the 3 runs in the fourth, it was really one pitch. He made a mistake, and it was a 3-run homer on a 0-2 count. He gave up a bloop single, tough at bat with Ohtani, where he's being careful, ends up walking him, gets the next guy, and then hangs a 2-strike breaking ball. So I really felt like going in the fifth, stuff-wise and physically, he was in a really good spot. They string a couple hits together, and so I had Rodriguez up to, if we got in a situation where, it was 2 outs or first and second or a big spot for Ohtani, I was going to go to Rodriguez, Rodriguez is our one guy that, we really look at as that lefty guy, right? Our other lefties comfortable really throwing them, not that I'm not with Joe Ellie, but he's more of our get a lefty out, Rodriguez. So once the base was open, I just felt like, okay, in this spot now we can walk him and go after Gosselin. And again, he gets him to 2 strikes. And to Gosselin's credit, he fouled off some tough breaking balls to extend the at-bat. Ultimately got a pitch he could handle that kind of leaked onto the plate. But that was the thought process there. Once the base was open, I was comfortable with Tyone going up against Gosselin.
Why do you think, because it's really been 3 starts in a row, maybe back further, where Tyone looks like you can't hit him early in games. You mentioned last night, he bruised through the first 3. I'm thinking, oh, my God, perfect game watch. Like, this guy's going to dominate. Yeah. Why do you think he's run into the trouble consistently over his last few starts in that 4th or 5th inning?
Yeah, you know what? Look, I think when we take a step back and look at J-Mo's year overall, I think he's had a really strong year for us. And the one common, I guess the one kind of Achilles for him has been, even when he was going great or when he was struggling, is he's given up some damage or some big hits when he's had some count leverage. He's been 0-2, 1-2. Those are some of those counts where he's really made some mistakes that have hurt an outing, or in some cases when he was struggling, wrecked an outing. And that's why early on we were so optimistic when he wasn't yet getting great results, but we felt like, ooh, he's pitching well. He's just making that mistake when you can't have it. So that's been the one thing that's kind of hurt him, I feel like, throughout the year, and something we got to continue to lean into and make sure, when we have count leverage, we're executing pitches.
What's the Glaber plan for the weekend?
So they're getting rained out today, as you might expect. He was going to play again tonight. He's scheduled to go 9 innings tonight. So we'll have him go 9 innings tomorrow on our off day, that Thursday, and then with the hopes that he'll be activated Friday for the start of the homestand.
Is your gut that you got another major run in you for September, the likes of which you did from July 6th through the first week of August? What was it, 23-5 over 28? Maybe not those prolific numbers, but what's your gut? How much has the 4-game losing streak affected morale after the 13-game winning streak?
Honestly, 0. I feel like we're in a really good spot. We're getting guys back. Obviously, we're getting labor back. So I feel like from a frame of mind and personnel standpoint, we're in a good spot to really have a good run. We got a lot of home games coming up over the next few weeks, where we're in New York a lot, and I feel like we're in a good spot. We've lost some tough games, but that's something this team's handled well throughout the year. I expect that to be the same, and I absolutely feel like we're set up to have a really strong final month of the season here.
It's been a while since I've asked you about this, but the timing feels right. Garrett Cole's on the mound. I assume Gary Sanchez isn't going to catch him again. So what's up with that? Are we dealing with another Gary's not going to catch Garrett Cole for a while thing, or is
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I think what we get lost in this is how good Higgy's doing and how good they work together. And it's like, and it kind of works out like today. It's a semi-day game after a night game. Gary's played 3-4 in a row, it's like it makes sense.
It
and
does.
We're a really good team with Higgy in there, and we're going up against a lefty today. Higgy hit really well against left-handed pitching. So it's not so much this is as much a Higgy deserves to play some too situation as well, and the fact that him and Garrett do work so well together. And yet, if something comes up to where I have Gary with him, it's no issue going with Garrett because they've worked well together.
So on October 5th, hypothetically, if you're playing a one-game playoff with Garrett on the mound, Yankee fans can be rest assured Gary will likely be the catcher and good to go.
No, I wouldn't say rest assured. We'll see. We'll see where we are a month from now.
All right.
You try to get cute.
The door is open. We'll see.
So I have to ask you a personal question. I see in my notes here that Michael Jordan heavily used underwear is being auctioned off. And I wonder, in your playing days, did you ever hang on to heavily used underwear for the future? Maybe things didn't work out the way you planned, and you thought maybe you'd be able to auction them off, or no?
I have not been that forward thinking, so. But you know what? I'll keep that in mind. If I need to hang on to some
I'm just saying,
for later.
If you're managing a World Series game, hold on to the underwear because if you win the World Series, that'll be auctioned off big time.
I don't want to be too forward or personal with you because we're just building this friendship. But do you have the underwear you were wearing when Kluber threw the no-hitter? Because I might be interested in that. I might be interested in the just for friendship's sake.
I think we should move to a different place in this conversation.
All right, last thing for me. There was a story I read somewhere over the last couple of days in that the New York Yankees are the only team, and I don't even know if that's factual or not, where the coaching staff don't all wear the team jerseys. That under the sweatshirt, you guys don't put a jersey on. And I wonder, is that a decision that you don't want to wear a jersey? Is that something you guys discussed? Is there a reason behind it? Are you aware that a story was written about it?
I am aware of a story was written about it. So some of our guys, obviously our first and third base coach, Reggie and Phil, wear their jerseys every game. Carlos Mendoza, my bench coach, usually wears his jersey every game. I usually do not, although I wear my jersey probably every once in a while. I wear it.
Right.
Is
it just a comfort thing? Like, hey, I like wearing the sweatshirt and I'm good to go. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I mean,
got it.
Today I'll wear our alternate kind of BP jersey. So funny how it's a big story.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. I go, you got to be kidding me. Someone actually took the time to watch every Yankee game and said, how come Boone's not wearing a jersey?
Isn't it against some weird MLB rule? Aren't you supposed to wear a jersey or something?
Stop being a rat.
I'm not a rat. I don't care. I'm just saying.
You wear the sweatshirt, he's fine.
No, there's certain things you that are off limits that you can't, alternate stuff that you can't wear, but there's a handful of thing that you're allowed to wear.
Okay.
Yeah, plus I'm going over his house after the season. I get my pick of the litter, so it's all good. Sweatshirts, pullovers, the whole thing. Listen, good luck tonight, and we'll see you when you get back. And then last thing just hit my mind. Just being the 20th anniversary of 9/11, and we'll obviously talk to you about this next week. And having and playing the New York Mets, obviously a New York series that entire weekend. Your thought? Are guys thinking about that yet? Is there, beyond the obvious, being the 20th anniversary, do you have just some initial thoughts on playing in New York on that day?
Yeah, so I think once we get back to New York tomorrow and start the homestand, that'll start to build some momentum, and obviously something we'll be talking about a lot. I would expect, as you asked me that question, I would expect it to be a very emotional, special night, knowing that, not only the world, but especially New York, that how personal and intimate stories that, people unfortunately have around that day that will be in that ballpark, that it'll be an incredibly emotional night, and one that hopefully we can represent in a really great way.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I would think you probably feel it's a bit of an honor to play that night, yeah?
No doubt. Yeah. No doubt. And, we've had the honor of, different things, going over to London and playing in the Field of Dreams game this year, playing on the 20th anniversary against the Mets, at Citi Field, on such a dark day in the history of this country that will certainly mean so much to so many people in that ballpark that night. It will be an honor. It will be emotional, and hopefully, we can do people right by what we represent.
Well, there's no doubt you will. The sports teams in this town always do when it comes to that. Well said. Appreciate the time, Aaron. Good luck tonight. We'll see you when you get back, and have a safe trip.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. Aaron Boone Reports brought to you by Jersey Mike's, the official sub sandwich shop of the New York Yankees. We got some business to take care of. We got all your phone calls coming up. A reminder, if you're just tuning in and did not hear the news yet, acting general manager of the New York Mets, Zach Scott, apparently was drunk and in his car Monday night into Tuesday morning, where White Plains police officers arrested him for DWI. He did not take a breathalyzer, nor did he give blood on the scene, but he did fail a field sobriety test. And he's not with the team currently, nor is he traveling with the team. And we expect in short order there'll be some other type of announcement, I imagine, from the Mets regarding Zach's future with the franchise. We'll get your take on that, though, as it's a major story brewing in New York right now, and we got you covered with it here on The Fan. Do I have Grubhub now, boys?
Yes.
Great. Spend less time on cooking and cleanup and more time enjoying with Grubhub. The most restaurants with the most rewards. Stay in and save by ordering Grubhub. Save with perks, pre-order food, and express reorder. 24/7 customer service, contact-free delivery, whether it's a special deal at a local spot or hundreds of dollars in free food from restaurants around the hood. Perks offers Grubhub diners one place to find exclusive offers from nearby restaurants. Get the deals you love on the food you love with perks from Grubhub and grub what you love.
The best Mets ever segment is brought to you by Coke Zero Sugar. The best Coke ever, now more delicious. The best walk-off victories in the history of the New York
Game
Mets.
686, stop the
There
poll.
are 7 walk-off victories in the postseason.
Game 686,
and I will rank
stop the
them
poll.
from 7 to 1. Number 7. Game 3, 2000 NLDS Bediak Bayani in the 13th inning against the Giants. Number 6, Game 4, 1999 NLDS, Todd Pratt sends the Mets to the League Championship Series. Number 5, Game 5, 1999 NLCS, Robin Ventura's infamous Grand Slam single. They lost the series, by the way, anyway. Number 4, Game 5, 86 NLCS. It was Doc versus Nolan Ryan. Gary Carter walked it off. Number 3, Game 3, 86 NLCS. This was huge. Lenny Dykstra down a run, walk-off 2-run home run. The Mets take a 2-1 series lead in LCS. They would eventually win. Number 2, Game 4, 1969 World Series. J.C. Morton lays down a bunt. Ball's thrown away. Mets win Game 4. They're up 3-1. And yes, oh yes, number 1 doesn't really need any explanation. So I'm just going to tell you, Game 6, 86 World Series. Best walk-offs ever. College football's back, and the FanDuel Sportsbook is making Week 1 even more exciting. Right now, all customers will get
Carton and Roberts is presented by Grubhub. Grubhub guarantees your food will get to you on time within the delivery window and for the lowest price compared to other apps, or you'll get at least $5 in perks. Grubhub works hard to serve restaurants.
Getting your favorite restaurants delivered to your door just got better. Introducing the Grubhub Guarantee. It's our promise to deliver the food you love on time and give you the lowest price. Or you'll get $5 off your next order. Experience your food just like the restaurant intended. That's the Grubhub Guarantee.
Welcome to Toyota's National Sales Event.
Thanks, I'm here for a great deal.
Great deals are kind of our thing. You can save on the 2021s while they last, like Camry, Venza, Corolla.
Watching them come and go is really getting to my neck.
Occupational hazard this time of year. Gotta keep it loose.
You can lease a new 2022 Corolla for just $159 a month, or lease a new 2022 Corolla Hybrid for just $159 a month. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost service plan.
It all ends September 7th.
Toyota, let's go places.
Dan Wilber tweeted, got an email from Untuckit. Dude, every shirt's an Untuckit shirt right now. Mr. Wilbur, I just don't know if that's true. Every man deserves to wear a perfectly fitted Untuckit that falls at just the right length. However, due to production limitations, we can't make enough Untuck It shirts for every man on Earth. Lots of men are still wearing poorly fitted traditional shirts. Keeps me up at night.
Don't miss out on our sale, happening now at Untuck It stores and untuckit.com.
Ooh, what are we running next, huh? What about the skinny post? Not too skinny, though, more like regular.
Guys, I can see your mouths moving.
Oh, yes, you can. That's me right there.
No, not a good thing.
Oh, okay. How about a Lon Pock leaf blower? That's not even on there. A slappy two-pump slant?
Wag the dog.
Razzle dazzle?
Ooh, wag the cat.
All right, go get him, Dak. Don't forget those plays.
Get front row seats every Sunday afternoon with NFL Sunday tickets.
Slappy two-pump slant.
Works every time.
Every live game, every Sunday, only on DirecTV.
I've always been a fighter.
One road with one goal.
I've never faced a style like Belfort. I'm facing a monster. We both understand what it's like to be warriors.
Sacrifice it all if I got to.
Everything's at stake.
No pain, no glory.
De La Hoya versus Belfort. Order now on DirecTV.
If there's ever a summer to get away, this is it. And the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event is here to make it happen. Secure your deal and head to your Hyundai dealer today, where new vehicles are arriving daily, and get away with summer-only savings on all models. This is your summer to get away with it all. Hey, it's your journey. Own it.
Lease an Elantra for $139 a month, or get an Elantra or Sonata for 0% APR plus 0 payments for 90 days. Hurry in.
Staying active, staying strong, staying hydrated are top priorities for me. All these help me to push boundaries and perform my best. Stay at it, stay active, stay hydrated with Smart Water Alkaline.
Oh, dog food. Get more to your door with DoorDash.
I gained 53 pounds.
Did she say gain weight?
I gained 53 pounds with CB1 Weight Gainer.
That's right. Introducing CB1 Weight Gainer, the weight gain pill.
I've been skinny most of my life.
CB1 Weight Gainer totally changed my life.
CB1 Weight Gainer is a safe, effective, and patented weight gain pill.
I searched and searched online, and I finally found CB1 Weight Gainer. It took me only 3 months to gain 30 pounds.
I went from 150 to 175 in just 3 months.
All in all, I gained 53 pounds, and I'm super pumped.
I look and feel better than ever.
Gain the weight you want or your money back guaranteed. Order today and we'll include the exclusive Weight Gain Guidebook, a $19.99 value free. Call now and we'll also upgrade your order to rush processing, a $6.99 value absolutely free. That's right. Save over $25 when you call or visit cb1weightgainer.com now.
These fudge brownie M&Ms are really fudgy.
Yes, they are.
To put a fudge brownie center in an M&M's is...
Genius. I know.
I was going to say hard.
Why won't you?
Why won't you go in?
Fudge brownie M&Ms.
Stay tuned to save $10 on Tax Shaver.
For a close shave, you need to get a razor and lather up. For a quick shave on the go, you need to settle for an electric. But what if you really want both? Nick Bolton here with the newest addition to our tactical line, the Bell & Howell Tax Shaver. Designed with the needs of our military in mind, Tax Shaver gives you a quick, razor-smooth shave, whether you're at home or on the go. It even has a built-in trimmer for sideburns and beards. And it works wet or dry for a great shave in even the harshest conditions. That's right, the Tax Shaver is completely waterproof. In fact, you could even use a Tax Shaver underwater and still get a great shave. Navy guys, Tax Shaver is small and compact, so it slips easily into any pocket. Yet it also has 3 powerful rotary heads that can easily take on even the coarsest hair. To prove it, I'm gonna do something I never do. Shave. As you can see, it easily handled even my stubborn stubble. Now that's what I call military top. So let's review. Tax Shaver gives you a quick, razor-smooth shave, features a built-in trimmer, works wet or dry, even underwater, and has 3 powerful shaving heads. I mean, there's just nothing like it on the market today.
Tax Shaver is $29.99, but act now and we'll take $10 off, so you get it for just $19.99, and shipping is free. But wait, call or click today and you can get a second Tax Shaver. Just pay a separate fee. Tax Shaver is the only shaver that features genuine Bell & Howell precision and quality, and is backed by our 10-year warranty. You can get 2 Bell & Howell Tax Shavers with this special TV offer. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-515-8897 or go to taxshaver.com. Again, that's 1-800-515-8897 or order online at taxshaver.com.
Of course I did.
Oh, my God.
I asked him,
and then he politely asked Craig to change the subject.
I said, do you still have the underwear you wore when Kluber threw the no-hitter? Because I might want those. He goes, please change the subject.
Yeah, that was my favorite part.
Please,
But I'm really bothered that you didn't press him for a nickname on our boy, Packy.
I asked him, though.
No, you didn't really, though.
I said, there's nothing you could call him.
Yeah,
right?
you gave him an out. You didn't give him a chance to come up with
Well, because
something.
naughty's the obvious answer.
Okay.
To me, it is at least. I don't know.
Sure.
Anyway, Bill Belichick said Cam Newton's vaccination status did not result in his release.
Well, he had to say that because you see the trouble that Urban Meyer's getting in.
Yes, so Urban Meyer originally said down in Jacksonville that part of my decision-making in getting down to 53 is that if it came down to 2 guys who were kind of equal and one guy was vaccinated and one guy wasn't, I was going to cut the guy that wasn't vaccinated.
And based on NFL rules, you'd understand why.
Of course.
Yeah.
So the NFLPA came back and said, excuse me, what are you talking about, Willis? And then, like, an hour later, he goes, nothing to do with it whatsoever.
The Jaguars.
I misinterpreted.
Right? And that's why I think Bill went out of his way to not go down that
By the way, you think that's good? There's a bigger story brewing here that's not low-hanging fruit because
Big
they're
story.
not playing right
This
now.
could be a monstrous story.
So it was announced earlier today. This affects right now the Golden State Warriors, the New York Knicks, and the Brooklyn Nets.
Yes.
For all their players. So figure 12 guys on a team, those 36 guys, right, for now. If you are not vaccinated, you can't play.
It's beyond that. You can't do anything.
Can't
go into the arena, can't practice, can't do anything. And it hasn't been officially announced by the NBA. It's Shams Charania reporting that's what they're going to do. And right now, like you said, it's the Knicks, Nets, and Warriors. But based on that, that means if there's anybody on the Knicks or Nets, pick the guy
now
who's not vaccinated. They technically won't be allowed to play home games.
The only thing I don't understand is why the Warriors are not the Clippers, the Kings, and the Lakers.
Because it's local rules. There are rules in San Francisco that may be different than Los Angeles, Sacramento.
It's not a state rule, it's a city rule.
Right. Now, that may be different by the time the season starts. But here's the other thing that kind of was confusing. So home players can't play. So let's say the New York Knicks are taking on the Detroit Pistons. Those rules don't apply to the Pistons? Those rules don't apply to a visiting team? Because based on the way it was explained by Shams, it's home players.
He says home arenas or facilities.
So let me just make this clear then.
If a guy in the Pistons not vaccinated, he can't play.
So any unvaccinated player in the NBA can't play at the Garden or Barclays Center?
That would be my understanding.
I did not take it that way.
I think his point is the Knicks, Nets, and the Warriors will only be subject to this when they're obviously in that city. And I would imagine the teams that come in would be the same. No?
Well, so that's clarification on that because we don't know.
By the way, there were also 2 outs he mentioned in his tweet, unless there's approved medical or religious exemption.
And you know what I was saying off air? My idea was, let's say, and I hate to name anybody specific, let's say a prominent Knick or Net doesn't get vaccinated. You would think that the Knicks or Nets, specifically the Nets, would say, let's get a doctor to say there's a written note.
Exactly.
He's exempt.
Yeah.
You know, Craig, that would happen.
There's a built-in out.
It would happen.
Of course. Yeah. Or religious exemptions.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to lie to you. I always have to be honest. There are thoughts in my head.
You're thinking Kyrie is what you're thinking.
There's worries in my... No, everybody. There's worries in my head like, damn it. Are you going to get vaccinated, Joe Harris, Blake Griffin, James Harden?
That'd be a real interesting problem to have if all of a sudden, because of the city rules of New York City, that if you're a guy who has the right to say, I don't want to be vaccinated, if they then come and say, you can't play, but how would the NBA even handle that?
So let's say the Knicks and Nets say, all right, well, look, it's our job. We're just going to do it, right? Okay. Let's say the Nets are in the NBA Finals. And let's say the team they're facing in the NBA Finals happens to be the Lakers. And what if one of their quote-unquote prominent players hasn't been vaccinated? Are you telling me that in, like, the playoffs or the NBA Finals, that guy would not be allowed to play?
Yeah, it's a big story, but not tomorrow because they're not playing, but it's a big story to keep an eye on for sure. Because it poses so many problems.
Oh, my God.
CeeLo's here. He's got an update. Go ahead.
All right. I'll first tell you that we're powered by Superbook, now open with better odds and favorable prices. Also brought to you by Bruni and Campisi Home Comfort and Efficiency Company, serving Westchester, Fairfield, Rockland, and Putnam counties. Just while we're on the subject, because there's another vaccine story, professional sports-wise, the Washington Nationals are beginning to part ways with full-time employees who refuse to get vaccinated. And on that list is Aaron Boone's father, Bob Boone, who's been with the front office since 2005. He is leaving the organization because he refuses to get vaccinated, and the organization has put forth a mandate for their full-time employees.
There's a story in the paper today that MLB Network will no longer let anyone come into their studios if they're not vaccinated. And there's 2 particular guys who are not vaccinated, John Smoltz and Al Leiter, who they're going to now work remotely. They're not being fired. They're not being replaced. They just won't be in the studios.
Right.
Now, the Smoltz deal is a bigger deal because Smoltz is also like the lead analyst.
Right, so he's allowed in ballparks?
See, I don't know the answer to
I think
that.
the answer is yes.
So he can't do MLB Network in studio, but he can do like Turner games from the
I think so. He has. Like he's done games.
He's Fox.
And he's Fox.
Fox, pardon me, I apologize, yeah.
But he's done games, and think about this. Like if you go to a Yankee or Met game in this moment, you don't have to prove you're vaccinated. That's going to not be the case in Brooklyn and the Garden, just talking about basketball. Like, you have to prove you're vaccinated. Right now, to go to a Met game or Yankee game, you don't have to prove you're vaccinated. So maybe the ballpark's different just because of the rules of that building as compared to the rules of the MLB Network building.
So this story's not going away anytime soon. Go ahead.
All right, let's get to the Yankee lineup because there is some kind of pseudo news there. And I'll tell you that the New York baseball lineups are brought to you by Jersey Mike's, the official sub sandwich shop of the New York Yankees.
I hate when the lineup comes out after we talk to Aaron.
It came out while you were talking to
Aaron. It was wild?
Yes.
Ugh.
And by the Sportsbook at Wind Creek, Bethlehem. Play online or in person. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Well, the one thing he did confirm is that, of course, Kyle Higashioka has to catch Garrett Cole, obviously.
He is in the lineup as the catcher tonight, yes.
That means something else is going on, and we're going to be pissed at you. Go ahead.
You're going to be pissed at me?
And you or Tommy.
Why would that be?
Well, because the lineup came out in the middle of the interview. It would have been nice to have known about
it. The lineup came out.
That's what Craig's trying to say.
The lineup came out, but the little bit of news only just came out with it while you guys were in commercial.
All right,
after us,
he spoke to the media.
He spoke to the media.
Correct.
Okay.
So some of the things, just looking at the lineup, would not necessarily make anything.
Gio Urshela is out.
Right.
Correct?
So you would think, okay, they're giving him a day off. He's just not long off the IL. Turns out he's got what Boone called a pretty sore wrist. So they'll hold him out today, see about the off day. He will have an MRI in New York tomorrow. Hopefully he will be back in there Friday against the Orioles, but they won't know until he gets
Well,
the
they're
test
getting
done.
Glaber back. It's like Pop-A-Mole. You know, you get one
He is
guy back,
scheduled
you
to come
lose a
back
guy,
Friday.
you get a
Yeah,
guy.
they pretty much started losing when he came back anyway.
Right. So he fell on his hand/wrist
Saying.
after throwing home on the Ohtani steal,
Yeah.
which we referenced earlier.
we'll be
By the way, if you listened to Boone last night, Evan, just because we've discussed this recently.
Yeah, what?
And in the quote, he said, if we play catch a little bit better on that play, maybe we get him. So he went with the
There's a
play
debate
catch
here
instead of-
between having a catch and playing catch. Is
Yeah.
that
Now,
what it is?
having a catch wouldn't have worked in that sense. So that's why among big league players,
Yeah, I
right,
got
those
you.
types. I
I've
think it's
always
play
called
catch.
it having a catch.
No, of course you have, because it's a regional thing. Like I say, have
Is
a
it?
catch
Really?
as well.
That?
I don't
You
see.
wanna
I
have a
don't
catch?
think it's a regional.
It's a northeast thing.
Okay, so give me a region where it's play catch.
Midwest.
Midwest.
Is
so
it?
St. Louis.
Detroit, Michigan.
So do you think Mike Schilt from the Cardinals or AJ Hinch, the Tigers manager, says if we had a catch better on that play? No, you can say if
No,
we
I
played
think
catch
in what
better
you're
on
saying,
that
you're
play.
right. Like I don't think
Yes.
in that way it works, but in general, like when this debate was occurring during the Field of Dreams game, I do think it's a regional thing.
So, like, if two guys are going to go have a catch, in some places in the country, they say, hey, Billy, you want to go play catch?
Yeah.
And in some places,
Dude,
they
one
say,
of 'em-
hey, Tommy, you want to have a catch?
No doubt. One of my
need a
closest friends
hero
is from
afterwards?
Detroit, Michigan, and he was mocking the hell out of me the first time he heard me say that. And I couldn't understand it. Like, what are you mocking?
He's probably the same kind of guy that doesn't call him Sprinkles. He calls him Jimmy's.
I'm gonna text
you
him and
should
ask
dump
him.
that guy from your friend
No,
list.
stop it.
All right, so here's the
You
full
dump
lineup
friends
for
for
you.
the weirdest
If you
reasons.
call them Jimmy's, you're not my friend.
You're done.
Yeah, I can't be your friend.
I'm done with
Because my ears, they bleed.
So you don't have friends with, you're not friends with anybody who's like outside of this area? Like
No.
you're not friends with any Midwesterners?
Of course I am.
How
I
about
lived in the Midwest.
How about people from New England, Massachusetts, Boston?
Yeah. Well, what? And what?
Because they
don't call them Jimmy's.
Trash cans are barrels.
I don't care
Water
about that.
fountains
Jimmy's
are
is the one that
bubblers.
bothers me.
You heard that one? A
Which
water
one?
fountain's a bubbler up there.
Morons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
They just don't call them Jimmy's. And,
that's the
your
only one that
one-
really bothers you.
That and I happen to hate the term hogie.
Right.
But
Which
then
is
I
a
don't want to go down
South
that road
Jersey,
again and
Philly
get the
thing.
same guy calling it every day going, it's not a sub, it's a hero. It's a wedge. Just don't call them Jimmy's in my presence, that's all.
Gotcha. All right, here's the full Yankee lineup for tonight against the Angels with Garrett Cole on the mound in the finale of this road trip. You got LeMahieu at second, Rizzo at first.
You know, it's really bad. Like, having lived in Cleveland, they don't call it soda, they call it pop.
Pop, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, if you didn't have big breasts, I would say something about that.
Luke Voigt's the DH batting cleanup. You got Gallo in left. Higgy behind the plate for Garrett Cole. Odor's at third in place of Urshela. Velasquez at short. Gardner gets another start in center. And Boone did say, maybe he mentioned this to you guys. I apologize if he did. Velasquez, he says he does expect to stay on the roster even when Torres comes back.
Today's roster expansion
They called
day.
up two people today.
let's
Doesn't
have
mean
a
they'll have to
party.
stay. But they did call up Esteban Florial and our old pal Brooks Krisky.
Yeah. So what's the number? Because
28.
It's 28. So they really have changed the rules in such a major way, because it used to be, Craig, on September 1st, you could have a roster of 40 guys.
I remember that
Which
well.
is monstrous. They altered that to just 28, which is only 2 extra
It was always
roster
weird
spots.
when the guys didn't all fit in the dugout.
Yeah, and it also changed the game of baseball. So I'm kind of glad that they've done this.
There you go. All right.
Couple of things here. The NFL did officially announce today Saints-Packers. The opener is going to be moved to Jacksonville.
Oh, they may actually get a crowd there.
I think so, too.
It might be a pretty big crowd,
That's an appealing
actually.
game.
Yes, it
Jameis
is.
Winston starting, the connection of Florida.
Not far from Tallahassee.
Yeah, the
right?
Packers are a national.
Packers Saints.
They're
yeah.
a national team.
Chance to see Aaron Rodgers last year with Green Bay.
They may outdraw. You're right. Like most Jaguar games.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
No,
Like-
you're right.
Like, I know it's a last minute thing. I don't know how they go about selling tickets and who gets first crack at them and all that, but, you think you get 50,000 people to that game? You might. You might to see Aaron Rodgers, just alone Aaron Rodgers.
Maybe.
Right?
Maybe.
I mean, it's probably, what is this in front of me? Oh, I like that. Okay, I'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Couple things with the Jets. They caught people by surprise today as they released corner Bless Austin.
Caught me by surprise.
Yeah. So
And I want to make something clear.
an
It's not that
inexperienced group gets more inexperienced.
Yeah, it's not that I think Bless Austin's been that good the last 2 years. It's that when you look at the Jet corners, he's one of the guys who's actually played,
Right.
who has experience. They have one of the most least experienced and probably not as talented cornerbacks room as you'll have in the NFL. And it's scary.
Just a few weeks ago, August 9th, he called himself the real deal and also said by the end of the year, he plans on hearing his name listed among the best cornerbacks in the NFL.
Well, look, I guess he didn't play like it this summer because you have a defensive head coach who would, certainly respect your talent if you had it.
Saleh today called it a numbers game, and they want to give the younger guys more of an opportunity.
Brandon
right, exactly.
is going to be like a starting corner.
Bless Austin was the final draft pick made by Mike McCagnon.
And that's a part of it. Yeah. And that's a part of it. Like, you want your own guys. And who knows what these guys are going to be, like Isaiah Dunn and Brandon Eccles. I don't know them other than reading about them.
I think they're going to be Pro Bowlers.
They're going to be what?
Pro Bowlers.
Boy, you are smoking everything correctly with the Jets.
They're going to be Pro Bowlers.
Okay. By the way, I mentioned Collinsworth.
From your lips to God's ears, bro.
Mentioned Chris Collinsworth talking up Zach Wilson recently as well. He doubled down today on a call and again brought up the Aaron Rodgers comparison with Zach Wilson.
But everyone's, I like the fact they're in love with my quarterback. And now leave him alone. Let's see if he's any good. Where is Mike McCagnon now?
Witness protection?
He might be.
He never got another NFL job in scouting or something?
That I'm aware of.
That was his alleged strength.
Yes.
That he was a great college scout. But I'm looking right now.
And John Idzik, for a while, was with the Jaguars as like their cap guru. I don't think he's working in the NFL anymore.
If John Idzik got another job.
I don't think he did. He did with Jacksonville.
That's what I'm saying. Then how does Mike McCagnon not get another job?
I don't know,
Idzik was worse than McCagnon.
I don't know.
Was he?
McCagnon on his Wikipedia page doesn't have another job.
I've not seen anything about him.
Weren't you friends with him, though? Don't you have his number?
Yeah.
So why don't you text him and ask him? Say, hey, what have you
I have a new phone. The numbers didn't transfer.
Really? So you don't have access to his old number?
I'd have to. Shockingly, my son might have it.
Okay. Sounds about
Why
right.
don't you
He took my old Apple ID. I have a new Apple ID for the phone you have to use, whatever.
Right.
I
think you should reach out to him. I think it would be interesting. And B, why not rekindle the friendship and not just be a user who's only friends with him because he was the GM of the Jets?
If you remember the story, I was the one guy in his life that didn't use him. I didn't care that he was the GM.
You didn't want any information.
Fixing the dryer.
I know, I get it. But that's my point. That's why it would behoove you as a human to reach out to him now and say, hey, what you been up to, pal? Why don't I help fix your dryer again?
Why don't you come on over for a barbecue?
It was my dryer I was fixing.
Whatever. The point is, reach out to the guy. See what he's up to. Ask him what he's wearing. Have fun.
Ask him what he's wearing.
What did I ask him what he's wearing?
Well, yeah, what is that about?
A shock jock?
Yes.
See if Sonny's got his number still. He might. I don't know. He's got all my old numbers. So I always say, this happens frequently. Sonny, give me Bob's number.
Smart.
Yeah. Well, he kept my old Apple ID, I guess, so he's got all the phone numbers.
Yeah, but he could have deleted the numbers.
Yeah, but he's not stupid.
That's what I said. I said smart.
Like he's got Tom Brady's number in his phone. Which means at some point, and I know Brady goes through phones every 6 months, so I'm sure it's no longer his number.
Right.
But my fear was always that one night him and like his buddies would be, have a couple too many or whatever it might be that college kids do, and be like, let's call Tom Brady up. Let's prank all the people on my dad's phone.
Yes.
That kind of thing.
That'd be a great prank,
that's what I would do if I was that
I'd root
age.
for him to do that.
Giselle picks up, curses them out.
What are you talking about? Giselle, is that you, baby? Come to Miami. I love you. Anyway, it's not happened yet, but it could happen.
By the way, Josh Johnson is back on the Jet practice squad, so they do have the veterans.
So we're
still
going with
looming
just two
there.
guys,
Mike White
and
so Johnson's on the practice squad.
What
so he could be
happened to
elevated
James Morgan? They didn't bring him back?
No, the Panthers signed him.
Practice squad.
They claimed him or they signed him?
They signed him to their practice squad.
Yes.
So you know what that's all about.
There are moments in which you're really right and you're really wrong.
Thank you.
I was on the air during the James Morgan pick, and I lost my mind how stupid it was. What a terrible, terrible, atrocious pick. What a waste.
And you see what the Panthers are doing here, obviously, now, right? They bring him in on the practice squad. They milk him for all the week one information, and then they kick his ass to the curb.
Of course. I mean,
listen,
that's Belichickian 101 right there.
All right. Meanwhile, I don't think there's anyone left on the team, that maybe a couple guys from 19, and now we've just gotten rid of two guys that Douglas himself drafted.
Yeah, this is what new GMs and coaches do. They get their guys in the building. But if you're being fair, if you're being honest with yourself, when you look at the roster on the defensive side of the football, I don't know how you rationalize this is a good football team.
10 wins. What else, Steve?
Okay. I don't want the day to pass and we don't touch on this. I got to criticize Joel Embiid here for plagiarism.
All right,
You
go
guys
ahead.
see this? So forget the fact that there's this reported Simmons-Embiid rift, right? And the fact that he's claiming, oh, it's all good, we get along fine, so on and so forth. But he pulled the Javi Baez on the Sixers fans.
Did he really?
Literally the exact quote in his tweets here. So I'll read you the one that includes the quote I'm talking about. I haven't forgotten about 2 years ago. I got booed. People in Philly wanted me to be traded. I even shushed them. Only the real ones didn't. But I just put the work in that offseason to be better because I knew I wasn't playing up to my potential. Philly fans, y'all also got to be better.
Yeah, that works.
Got to be better.
Exact line from Javier Baez.
He didn't
Be
see how
better.
it played out the last 48 hours.
And Joel, you choked in the postseason. That's the reality. So you choked in the postseason. So out of nowhere, you just decide to criticize Philadelphia fans?
And they just gave him the $190 million extension.
I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah. I've got new eyeglasses. You like them?
Very nice.
Great.
Fresh.
Perfect. The report was the Simmons-Embiid rift has been escalating and that the Sixers reportedly had to pick between them. He shot that down, and he also
listen,
wrote...
because when my main man's open under the basket for a dunk and dishes the ball because he's afraid to shoot, I'd be pissed off too.
We can be unified, Craig, in this.
What?
We can be unified. We're very rarely unified in basketball. Let's enjoy the Philadelphia 76ers dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Because it is one, and you and I both love it.
He also wrote, from my own experience, y'all have no idea how much this media makes up stuff for followers.
I believe
and
that.
shame on you for believing that.
I agree with that part of it. The media's terrible. Yeah. Because everyone's in a fight to break stories, so a lot of guys just throw so much crap against the wall, hoping it sticks.
Yeah, but the problem
and
is
there's never any.
The problem is you're right, but then what happens is there's a real story, like the Mets stuff.
Yeah,
you can't blame that on the media too, because then your
correct.
point gets lessened.
Right.
Like you're right what you're saying. There are times in which yes, the media is to blame, but then when you blame the media for something they don't deserve the blame on. That's the problem. Like, the media didn't create Joel Embiid deciding to go on Twitter and say Philly fans be better. That's not a media creation. You went past the media and called Philadelphia fans out yourself.
Not fair point. All right, listen. Good job, CeeLo.
One quick thing before I go, just because Jamison Crowder wasn't at Jet practice today, he raised some eyebrows. Joe Douglas is speaking now. He says he has a minor groin strain. They'll see where he's at Monday as the Jets get ready for their season.
I'm sure he'll be fine. Just fine. They're all going to be just fine for the start of the season. You know why? Because they're not baseball players. They play football. They answer the bell. Jet fans, Giant fans, and Duncan fans. Game day merch just got tastier. Tackle game day with a New York Jet or a New York Giant themed donut. I got them both here. Squash your hunger and support your team with Dunkin' Evan. Dunkin' Evan. Grab that Jet donut and shove it in your mouth. Good job.
Pair of Jets or Giants donut.
I got you. Pair of Jets or Giants donut with Dunkin's new 100% Guatemalan hot coffee. I'm not a coffee guy, but if I was, I think I'd want my coffee to be Guatemalan.
I am a donut guy.
Would I? I think I would.
Is that really your choice? Whatever you want to do, that's
I think
fine.
Guatemalan beans are the best beans for coffee.
I am a Dunkin' Donut guy. Mainly because that's how I got potty trained. True story. That's actually true. My mom at the time would bribe me. Every time I would use the toilet correctly, I would get Dunkin' Donuts. So this runs in my blood, damn it. So the Jets and the Giants and me as a 2-year-old run on Dunkin'.
That, frankly, makes me not want to spend any time with you outside of this studio.
I'm sorry.
Carton and Roberts on SNY is brought to you by Dunkin'. Sip until fall with a $3 medium pumpkin cream cold brew or pumpkin spice signature latte at Dunkin'. Participation may vary. Limited time offer. Valid on pumpkin spice signature latte only and all cold foam cold brew. America runs on Dunkin'. If there's ever a summer to get away, this is it. And the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event is here to make it happen. Secure your deal and head to your Hyundai dealer today, where new vehicles are arriving daily, and get away with summer-only savings on all models. This is your summer to get away with it all. Hey, it's your journey. Own it.
Lease an Elantra for $139 a month, or get an Elantra or Sonata for 0% APR plus 0 payments for 90 days. Hurry in.
Dan Cronin tweeted, I was lonely for a little bit, but fortunately, I got yet another email from Untuckit. Dan, if Untuckit can cure your loneliness, don't wait for an email. Just put one on. There are so many occasions to break out your favorite shirt. There are Zoom calls, Zoom happy hours, Zoom coffee breaks, Zoom weddings, and Zoom Zooms, which are Zooms where you schedule other Zooms. Dan, no matter what the occasion is, you'll be the sharpest dressed person there. Don't miss out on our sale, happening now.
The Olympic Games are on, and so is Toyota's national sales event. Now's the time to get a great deal on the 2021s while they last, like Camry, Highlander, RAV4, and more. Ooh, she sticks the landing.
Right now, lease a new 2021 Highlander for just $299 a month. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost service plan with roadside assistance.
But it all ends September 7th.
Toyota, let's go places.
Hi, I'm Dave Choksey, the city's doctor and a father. As parents, we always want the best for our children, to give them opportunities to grow, to learn, and to keep them happy and healthy. As you prepare your children to get back to school, please get them vaccinated. If they're 12 or older, the COVID vaccine will keep them safer. If they're younger than 12, like my daughter, I'm hopeful they'll be able to get the vaccine in a few months. And it's even more important for everyone around them to be vaccinated. Regardless of their age, vaccines are also the best protection against other diseases like measles, mumps, and chickenpox. Please schedule a visit with your pediatrician or call 311 if you need a doctor.
I can't live like the opposition, living everything I dreamed of, doing everything you think of. The way I work, I'm on the brink of doing numbers like a brake truck. I'm on new level.
Meet Pete, known to his loved ones as the polar bear. When heaters need to be ripped, Pete rips heaters because he's the best power hitter on the planet.
Pete Alonso strikes again. Into the second deck, second of the night. An enormous home run by Alonso.
Watch Pete Alonso's story continue with the Mets on SNY. Geico Sports Night on SNY.
What's good, beautiful people? Welcome to the show.
Your nightly source for all things New York sports.
And over to the Mets now.
The Knicks looking to make it 2 in a row. Just wait until you see what actually went down.
With continuous updates on the latest New York sports news.
More reaction to the Jets.
We welcome in our Yankees insider.
Ian, thanks for joining us with the latest.
More on Dave Gettleman and the Giants.
Geico Sports Night. All night, every night, starting at 11 p.m. only at SNY.
Get your New York sports here.
Geico Sports Night on SNY.
What's good, beautiful people? Welcome to the show.
Your nightly source for all things New York sports.
And over to the Mets now.
The Knicks looking to make it 2 in a row. Just wait until you see what actually went down.
With continuous updates on the latest New York sports news.
More reaction to the Jets.
We welcome in our Yankees insider.
Ian, thanks for joining us with the latest.
More on Dave Gettleman and the Giants.
Geico Sports Night. All night, every night, starting at 11 p.m. only at SNY.
Get your New York sports here.
My routine keeps me strong, physically and mentally. But sometimes it's the little things, like hydration, that help me stay on top of my game. Stay smart, stay refreshed, stay active with Smart Water Alkaline.
You're watching golf videos now.
Oh, in fact, I am, yeah, because I switched to Spectrum Mobile, so I get 5G nationwide, including here.
You think a golf video is going to help with what you're doing?
Oh, no, it's not just a video. I saved a bunch of money when I switched, so I hired a swing coach. Say hi to Brett.
Hey. Well, you tell Brett you just shot a 12 on the last hole.
Who's counting?
Everybody. That's the whole point of golf. Counting.
Brett did tell me that.
Switch to Spectrum Mobile and save, and get 5G nationwide included in every plan. It's a better way to mobile. It's Spectrum Mobile.
I gained 53 pounds.
Did she say gain weight?
I gained 53 pounds with CB1 Weight Gainer.
That's right. Introducing CB1 Weight Gainer, the weight gain pill.
I've been skinny most of my life.
CB1 Weight Gainer totally changed my life.
CB1 Weight Gainer is a safe, effective, and patented weight gain pill.
I searched and searched online, and I finally found CB1 Weight Gainer. It took me only 3 months to gain 30 pounds.
I went from 150 to 175 in just 3 months.
All in all, I gained 53 pounds, and I'm super pumped.
I look and feel better than ever.
Gain the weight you want or your money back guaranteed. Order today and we'll include the exclusive Weight Gain Guidebook, a $19.99 value free. Call now and we'll also upgrade your order to rush processing, a $6.99 value absolutely free. That's right. Save over $25 when you call or visit cb1weightgainer.com now.
How do you think they make Starburst taste so juicy?
Starburst? Juice-Dradic equation. Super top secret mathematical formula they keep stored inside a safe, inside a vault, inside a volcano.
Oh, Juice-Dradics.
Starburst, unexplainably juicy.
Meet Dom, left fielder, first baseman, and overall nice guy.
Great snag.
Need a clutch hit? Just call Dom. Because he's a big bat with an even bigger heart.
Dom Smith with an opposite field grand slam. Oh, name the catch. Oh, wow. With the Mets down to their final strike, Dom Smith with the title hit.
Watch Dominic Smith's story continue with the Mets on SNY. Carton and Roberts is presented by Grubhub. Grubhub guarantees your food will get to you on time within the delivery window and for the lowest price compared to other apps, or you'll get at least $5 in perks. Grubhub works hard to serve restaurants.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know
if
about
I'm
that.
in the car, yeah, I'll put it on just to hear that,
Well,
but not much.
I don't think you're going to be in the car. You can barely walk.
Yeah, there's a good
I think
chance
he's
I'll
gonna
be
be bedridden.
in bed.
We have a thing called the Odyssey app.
Yeah, you can check us out on
And
that.
it's wonderful.
Never
It is a
fails.
wonderful app.
Okay.
If you miss even a few minutes of us, you go right back
Rewind.
in time.
Yeah.
It's,
All right,
it's,
yeah,
it's
that's
not
what
just
I'm
an
gonna
app,
do.
it's a time traveling device.
All right.
Fantastic.
Can you someone make the 93 consecutive commercials that air disappear first? Sure. If you can do that, I'm all in.
Yeah,
I'm good to go.
absolutely.
No, but I wish you guys the best. I'm sure you'll.
Thank you.
You'll have your moments that'll be good, some that won't be, but you have a chance to do it, and I think that'll be great for both
Thank
of
you.
you
We
guys.
appreciate it. We're looking forward to
Are
it.
you doing the full 2 to 7 tomorrow?
We
2 to
are.
7.
Full 5 hours?
Full 5 hours.
Beautiful.
And Friday as well.
And Friday until
6:25 or
6:25.
Yeah, it's a Yankee game, so a little earlier, but great. I will be listening.
There you go.
I know
JoJo's in Wappinger Falls on the Fan. Joe, good afternoon. How are you?
Hi, good morning, gentlemen. Thank you so much for taking the call.
Yeah, of course. Sorry to have you on hold so long. Go ahead.
Listen, I made it from Wildwood, New Jersey. I did 150 on the Garden State. Let's make sure, for you guys. So it's
Great.
lots of fun. Now I'm in a monsoon. So I'm sitting here with my 15-year-old son. And when I was 15, it was 1991. And I thought that some Merrill and Mel Hall and Keith's backs were a problem.
Right.
He literally said to me as we started our drive listening to this whole thing happening, he goes, Dad, thank you so much for making me a Yankee fan, because the biggest issue we have is grounding into too many double plays, going for too many home runs. Our problems are always on the field. And my God, Evan, I feel for you. Fellow Long Island kid here. Thank God my dad's family's from the Bronx, because my friends who all grew up in the same area out in Nassau County that are just miserable on a regular basis. It is absolutely, I honestly...
I appreciate that, and I completely understand what you're saying. Over the last 3 or 4 months, my 4 soon-to-be 5-year-old has become a diehard Met fan, and I have 0 regrets. 0 regrets. He is going to live it.
Thanks for the call.
And
Joe.
I hope that someday, not just for my own sake, because what the hell have I seen, and I'm 38, I hope that someday there will be a glory days of Met baseball that we can all enjoy. And we will remember these dark moments, we will remember these sad moments, and laugh about them one day over a bottle of champagne while we're at a parade. That's my hope. Not saying it's going to happen.
Sure.
I'm not making a prediction. I'm just telling you the dream, the hope.
Would you ask your wife permission to drink it first, or no?
No permission at the parade.
So if you and your son, and he's of age and can enjoy a little bubbly, you don't call, honey, what kind do I like?
Well, first of all.
Mom, what kind does Dad like?
First of all, my kid's about to turn 5 years old. That means being of age is 16 years away.
It ain't that far away.
No.
I'm just telling you it's not.
In sports years? I ain't waiting 16 more years.
I'm just telling you, it's not.
I mean, really?
It's not that far away. It goes
I gotta
fast.
wait 16 years to win a championship?
Yeah.
He can have fun as a 7-year-old, bro. He can have fun as a 5-year-old.
He can't drink.
He can't drink, but he can still
Unless you
celebrate.
let him. Maybe you're one of those families.
I'm not letting him
I think
drink.
you should.
No.
Yeah, because that way he won't be interested in it.
Well, yes, when he's like 15 or 16,
No,
yes.
when he's like 12 and 13, give him a sip of Daddy's drink.
Have you done that?
Yeah, of course.
And how'd it work?
My kids aren't drinking out of control. Unless you count, vomiting in college once in a while. That happens to everyone.
Okay.
To the best of us, that happens sometimes. I just had this. It's somewhat morbid, so I apologize for it. But, it just dawned on me that in 20 years, obviously, 20 years ago, pardon me, on September 11th, the attacks and all that stuff, right? And sometimes, when you said it's going to be so long until my kid's 21, right? Jet, your oldest, because it's 16 years away.
Right.
And as I say to you, it goes fast, it dawned on me, that 9/11 and a lot of aspects of life, I'm sure you have these moments as you get older too, feel like they just happened.
100%.
And they're very tangible and real, as if they happened, not yesterday, but you get the point, not that long ago.
I agree, yes.
And it dawned on me that, as we're about to honor the 20th anniversary of all those lost lives, or souls, as some people refer to them as, on 9/11 in 2001, I lived on the Upper West Side on 86th and Broadway in a 600-square-foot apartment. I was on WNEW radio at the time, and I had one child who just turned 1 3 days earlier. September 8th is Mickey J's birthday. And I turn around now, I've got 4 kids, 2 of them in college. That little girl that we held in our arms on the roof of our building, trying to take in just like the city that day, and I was on the air, and then you walked home from 56th and 7th where WNEW was, and my wife and I went to the roof of the building we were on, and you could smell it by then, by the time I got home finally. And that little girl I held in my arms turns 21 in a couple of weeks. So when you're talking about Jet being 5 now, and I can't go through 16 more seasons of Met baseball without something to celebrate with him, father and son. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, but here's the difference.
And you have.
Here's the difference, because you make a brilliant point. When it comes to life, and it comes to kids, and it comes to, unfortunately, the tragedy and the horror of 9/11, things feel like it's a blink, and boom, it's 20 years later. Completely agree with you. I don't feel that way when it comes to sports. Like, that's where the time is very slow.
Okay.
And it's like this weird thing. Like, my kid's about to turn 5, and that's crazy to me. I mean, I remember him being born, finding out my wife was pregnant. Like, that stuff, you're right. Blink of the eye. 9/11 especially, and I think we all do. We remember every moment about that day, every emotion we had
what were
that
you,
day.
4? How old are you? A
Excuse me?
9/11, how old
I was
were you?
living by myself in Washington, D.C. I was 18 years old.
You're 18. So you were not in the city that day.
No, what was scary is I was in Washington, D.C.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
get it,
so
I get it.
what was really scary about that day is that all the phones went down.
Yep.
Couldn't connect to anybody. So, my dad would work in the city, so I'm trying to call him. I'm trying to call people. Could not get in contact with anybody in New York City for hours upon hours. And then there was this fear, especially after the Pentagon was hit, that the Capitol's next.
It's coming, right?
And I remember I drove to work that day. I was working at XM, and I was on a road called North Capitol Road or South Capitol Road. I can't remember. And the entire road, you're staring at the Capitol. And it was the freakiest drive ever, because as I'm driving, I'm like, I'm just waiting for it. I'm waiting to see the horror in front of me. And it was a frightening day because there was a lot none of us knew. And being in D.C. and not being able to talk to anybody from New York was like frightening.
Does it feel like it was a week ago?
It feels like 5 minutes.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everything
for me
about
too.
that day feels like 5
Yeah,
minutes.
okay, and not to juxtapose it because it's an unfair juxtaposition, but it's been 6 years since the Mets were in the World Series.
Yeah.
6. That's not you didn't have any kids.
Feels like 100 years ago. That's the
my
difference.
question.
Yes.
Okay.
No, that's my point. Like
That doesn't feel like it was a week ago?
when it comes to real life, like in all seriousness,
Stephen,
the
you were
stuff that
single,
matters.
no kids.
Yeah.
The last time the Mets were in the World Series. Now you're married, have a house somewhere, and 2 kids.
Right.
It's a lot of time.
It is a lot of time, but sports move slowly for some reason. Everything else, like the more important stuff, blink of an eye. It's crazy how that works.
Yeah.
But it's true. Like everything you said about your daughter and everything about that day, completely agree. I was at a very different part of my life, but I was an adult. I wasn't a 5-year-old on 9/11.
Yeah,
And
you were very much a kid, too. You're 18.
No, you're right. I was a kid in
Yeah, your
essence,
parents'
but
eyes, for
I was
sure.
on my own. I was
Yeah.
living in a different city. Like I had responsibilities. It was different in that regard.
Do you think you were in Washington because your mom had just had enough?
No, it's because I got lucky
you
enough to
and
be
your
offered a
dad,
job.
like you and your dad with the
I was
Mets
going to
talk.
college.
But do you think your mom was like, boys, listen, I raised you.
Yeah.
You're 18. You're a good boy. Get the F out of this house.
I mean, but the thing was, I was getting out of the house either way, but I was going further away by going to D.C. I was going to go to Seton Hall. So I would have been, like, relatively
Would you have lived in
close.
Jersey?
Yeah, I was
You
getting. I had a
lived on
dorm.
campus?
Dude, I had a roommate and a dorm all set to go.
Oh, you bailed on Seton Hall
I
at the
bailed
last
on
minute?
Seton Hall. I got offered a job opportunity. I had to do it, man.
Wow. How about
I
that?
don't regret it.
No regrets not
No,
going
it was
to college.
a great experience going to XM. No, because it was my college. I learned a ton about
Yeah, I'm
radio
sure you did.
from the people that were there, and life too. There's things about life you don't learn until you're basically forced to.
Here's Robert and New Rochelle quickly. Zach Scott, the acting general manager of the Mets, had a DWI Monday night into Tuesday morning, just after 4 o'clock. Apparently, did not let the Mets know right away. The Mets found out about it this morning, not Tuesday morning, which is a real problem, of course, for if this guy thinks he has a future with the New York Mets. Now, it's just the Mets. It's fascinating. Bobby, what do you got, kid?
Yeah, great work, boys. A couple of things. Hey, Craig, I can't believe you from New Rochelle never went to the White Plains Motor Vehicles Department where he got caught over there. Right around the corner on Mamaroneck Avenue, there's many bars on that street.
No, I know
that
it
you
well.
drink and pretty ladies. Well, I talked to your producer. If you're sitting in the car and it's off and you're drunk, how can you prove you ever drove the car? Just say my wife threw me out for the night and I got to sleep in the car.
Yeah,
He
the
wasn't
problem is that
driving or anything.
I don't
It's
know
a way
the
to whittle out of it.
I don't know the law on it, but the people that have called in that are police
Intent.
officers
Isn't that
said,
isn't that the problem?
Yeah, that clearly you had the intent to drive the car. You know, the best thing he might have done was fall asleep in the car, but it seems like it's not a big leap to suggest there was some point that night he drove under the influence.
No, he's right about the bars that are there, but it also doesn't sound like he was literally parked in a parking spot. He may have been still kind of
Who
on
knows?
the road for all we know.
Right, if
but
it's
the
in a
intent's a
parking
big
spot,
factor.
the cops aren't doing that
Right.
unless they notice him or the car's idling
But the
or
car
something
being
like that.
on, I guess, is part of the problem because it's the intent. If your car's on, your intent is to eventually drive it, or you have driven it.
I spent a lot of time in that area. My aunt and uncle live in White Plains. And that's where, of course, the Cheesecake Factory is, by the Galleria Mall.
Oh, yeah. I live right near there. Close
That's
by.
the hardest restaurant in America to get into.
Is that true?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Try to get in on a Friday night after 6 o'clock. Good luck, unless you do what I did.
You had a trick?
Hello? Yes, I'm calling for my boss. Yes, a Boomer Esiason.
Use the boomer
Yes,
trick.
he'd like to come in with his family and his co-host, Craig. What's that? Oh, you're all sold? No reservations available? Oh, Boomer's going to be very disappointed. He was talking about you guys on the radio today. Yeah, I can hold, sure. Hey, yeah, I'm calling for my boss, Boomer Esiason. Oh, you can sit him? Yeah, his partner will probably get there first, and then he'll be showing up a little bit after 8 o'clock, so that's fine, thanks.
How often did you use the Boomer trick?
Oh, boy. That's the only time I ever used it.
The only time you ever used it was for the Cheesesteak Factory?
Cheesecake can't get into the Cheesecake Factory. Huh. Yeah.
For all the years I've lived there now, I've never gone there.
You gotta go.
I haven't
you
done
sit
it.
in the bar area. It's the best place to sit.
All right.
Yeah, and you don't even get the cheesecake. That's the craziest thing about that place. I love the Cheesecake Factory. I wish I did commercials for the Cheesecake Factory.
Sounds like you're attempting to get that done.
Yeah, now Boomer once used the Boomer line for himself.
The Boomer line for himself is just him being Boomer.
Yeah, it was messed up, though.
I mean, come on.
We were in New Orleans, of all places. There's a Monday night game the Saints are obviously playing in, and there's this place that's like the dopiest of all dope places to get like oysters and Cajun food, right? So I go and I play the old, Boomer and Cut, that whole thing.
Right.
And the guy's like, yeah, no. The dining room's not open until 6, and we had to eat quick because he had to go to the stadium, right? So then the big Norwegian saunters in and goes, any chance you have a table for 6 at 5 o'clock? I go, I just worked it out, Boom, we're good. He's going to set us up inside the dining room privately. He goes, well, I got to go soon. If you could make that happen in the next couple minutes, I'd really appreciate it. And all of a sudden, oh, my God, Boomer's Island. 5 minutes, bang, we're sitting at a table. Damn. And I had to pay the bill.
If I used the Boomer trick, but I used your name at the Cheesecake Factory, do you think it would work?
You're good. Yeah, you're
like
good.
Like if I said, hi, I work for the world-famous Craig Carton.
Yeah, you got work. Yeah, go ahead and do it.
Do you think that would work?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll get a seat?
You'll get a seat.
Right. This Friday night, what'd you say, after 6 o'clock?
You can't get in after 6 unless you know somebody.
I'm going to try the Craig Carton trick and see if it works.
And you can even bring the kids there if you want.
No, thanks.
Well, it's a good day place, too, though. You can get fancy drinks, fancy fruity drinks, just the way we like them.
Some fancy fruity drinks,
no doubt.
man.
877-337-6666. It's Carton and Roberts on the Fan. Your calls. We gonna have time to play a round or two of traffic games or no? Just be honest with me. Just keep it clean. Yes or no?
We might have a round in us.
One round.
One
Tommy,
round.
find the first. Well, we got to wait till 6, right?
Yeah, 6
All
o'clock.
Right, don't call in yet.
Don't call
If
in.
you break now,
we're going to have
go
a
into another
chance
cheesecake
for
factory.
one round of traffic games coming up. The record is 8 in a row. Hopefully somebody will beat it and get to 9.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I got to say. Evan can talk now.
Grubhub is by far the best place to order food from the restaurants you love. I downloaded the Grubhub app. I found incredible delivery deals, free food and rewards from local restaurants and national favorites. All the deals are simply a tap away with perks. And even better, deals are updated every day. So I'm always able to discover something new, whether it's perks on pizza, tacos, sushi, and more, providing a variety of options for the picky eaters in my house. Get the deals you love on the food you love with perks from Grubhub. And grub what you love.
If there's ever a summer to get away, this is it. And the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event is here to make it happen. Secure your deal and head to your Hyundai dealer today, where new vehicles are arriving daily, and get away with summer-only savings on all models. This is your summer to get away with it all. Hey, it's your journey. Own it.
Lease an Elantra for $139 a month, or get an Elantra or Sonata for 0% APR plus 0 payments for 90 days. Hurry in.
Dan Wilbur tweeted, got an email from Untuckit. Dude, every shirt's an Untuckit shirt right now. Mr. Wilbur, I just don't know if that's true. Every man deserves to wear a perfectly fitted Untuckit that falls at just the right length. However, due to production limitations, we can't make enough Untuckit shirts for every man on Earth. Lots of men are still wearing poorly fitted traditional shirts. Keeps me up at night. Don't miss out on our sale, happening now at Untuckit stores and untuckit.com.
At Toyota's National Sales Event, we don't just help you get the perfect vehicle. We're here to open new doors that lead to your road to greatness. Your journey starts at Toyota's National Sales Event.
Right now, you can lease a new 2021 Camry with all-wheel drive for just $189 a month. Or lease a new 2021 Camry Hybrid for just $189 a month. Toyota. Let's go places.
Meet
My kid's been in jail 5 years.
The American student?
My daughter's innocent.
For his daughter's freedom,
There's a new lead.
one father must find the truth.
She's my little girl. I'm not gonna give up.
From the director of Spotlight
You're a stranger here.
comes a gripping thriller.
You're innocent. We gotta keep fighting.
Academy Award winner Matt Damon.
Dad, please.
You just have to trust me.
Stillwater.
Let's go, Miss Gaskell, Virginia Wolf, tuna fish salad, on two.
Hot! Woo!
On two, ready?
False start, offense, ununiformed man in the leather recliner, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Man, looks like your chair pulled a hammy. Better get some ice on that.
I can shake it off, man. I'm ready to go again. Let's go.
I'll be ready. Next play.
Get front row seats every Sunday afternoon with NFL Sunday Ticket. Every live game every Sunday only on DirecTV.
2020, cardboard cutouts claim their place as legitimate New York sports fans.
To get you started with hoops action, Brooklyn fans won't want to miss this as we take you out to Barclays.
One sec, Barkley. Let me just see this dunk. Okay, boy, let's go. I'll just switch SNY to my phone. Here we go.
SNY, every team for every fan from every device.
Get your New York sports here.
Getting your favorite restaurants delivered to your door just got better. Introducing the Grubhub Guarantee. It's our promise to deliver the food you love on time and give you the lowest price. Or you'll get $5 off your next order. Experience your food just like the restaurant intended. That's the Grubhub Guarantee.
Staying active, staying strong, staying hydrated are top priorities for me. All these help me to push boundaries and perform my best. Stay at it, stay active, stay hydrated with Smart Water Alkaline.
I gained 53 pounds.
Did she say gain weight?
I gained 53 pounds with CB1 Weight Gainer.
That's right. Introducing CB1 Weight Gainer, the weight gain pill.
I've been skinny most of my life.
CB1 Weight Gainer totally changed my life.
CB1 Weight Gainer is a safe, effective, and patented weight gain pill.
I searched and searched online and I finally found CB1 Weight Gainer. It took me only 3 months to gain 30 pounds.
I went from 150 to 175 in just 3 months.
All in all, I gained 53 pounds and I'm super pumped.
I look and feel better than ever.
Gain the weight you want or your money back guaranteed. Order today and we'll include the exclusive Weight Gain Guidebook, a $19.99 value free. Call now and we'll also upgrade your order to rush processing, a $6.99 value absolutely free. That's right. Save over $25 when you call or visit cb1weightgainer.com now.
If you can choose to be kind to your body with this bar made with almonds, imagine what other kind choices you can make.
World peace has finally been achieved.
But I'm just going to Milwaukee.
Or you could start by doing something small. Live kind.
This is cellulose acetate, a plant-based material that's not only extremely durable, but also quite flexible, making it ideal for Warby Parker glasses, which, by the way, start at $95, including prescription lenses. Try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com. Oh yeah, about those prescription lenses. Warby Parker glasses come standard with custom-cut polycarbonate lenses that have been treated with scratch-resistant and anti-reflective coatings. Nice. Try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
You're watching golf videos now.
Oh, in fact, I am, yeah, because I switched to Spectrum Mobile, so I get 5G nationwide, including here.
You think a golf video is going to help with what you're doing?
Oh, no, it's not just a video. I saved a bunch of money when I switched, so I hired a swing coach. Say hi to Brett.
Hey. Well, you tell Brett you just shot a 12 on the last hole.
Who's counting?
Everybody. That's the whole point of golf. Counting.
Brett did tell me that.
Switch to Spectrum Mobile and save, and get 5G nationwide included in every plan. It's a better way to mobile. It's Spectrum Mobile.
In 2020, cardboard cutouts claim their place as legitimate New York sports fans.
Whoa! Did you catch that walk-off home run in the 10th? Right into the stands.
Oh, yeah. I caught it all right.
That was you.
In the flesh.
It looks really good.
Really?
No.
SNY. Every team for every fan from every device.
Get your New York sports here.
In 2020, cardboard cutouts claimed their place as legitimate New York sports
What a
fans.
game for Danny Dimes in the Meadowlands. Is he
What a game. The G-Men rule New York. Very funny, Brad. Real original.
SNY. Every team for every fan from every device.
Get your New York sports here.
The Padres are losing to the Diamondbacks, and if they lose, the Mets are only going to be 4 games back in the loss column of the second wild card.
There you go. See, hope. But we do have the audio of you going on a bit of a tirade. They're dead, D-E-D, dead. You're jumping up and down, screaming and hollering.
Well, I still feel that way.
Season's over, they're dead.
I'm just pointing out
your tweets saying the same thing.
I stand by all that. I just want to give the facts out that
the
Padres are losing to the Diamondbacks like 6-1, and if they lose, 63 losses would be the number for losses that the Padres, the Reds, and the Cardinals have as they all battle for the second wild card spot, and the Mets have 67 losses, so they would be 4 games back.
So
Just a fact.
So they're back alive. They're not dead.
I'm just giving.
I'm asking you, where are you on this? Because you're so wishy-washy.
I'm reporting. You're deciding. I'm just giving you facts. You can all at home and Craig decide what you want to do.
So now you're back on the wagon.
I'm
all
just
right.
saying.
All good. It's all good.
That's
I
the
respect
fact.
that.
That's all.
No, they're dead, they're alive, they're alive, they're dead. It's hard to figure it out sometimes. In any event, CeeLo is here, and he's got a final update of the day. What do you got?
Something you want to tell us there? I can see you're itching to give us something.
Well, 2 things, really. Number one, Simone Biles' boyfriend, Jonathan Owens, was cut by the Texans.
Yeah.
So she'll be dumping him soon.
Come on.
That was one of the first things she did when she came back from Tokyo. She went to Texans practice to watch him one day. I remember reading
but now he's not in the NFL.
So he's gone, so she's just going to dump him?
Well,
How
I
long
don't
is
know.
that gonna last?
I didn't see if anyone claimed him on waivers.
He'll be picked up by
Possible.
somebody.
Yeah.
If he's not in the league, he's not
out.
dating the greatest gymnast of all time. It's beneath her. Sorry.
Okay, that's number one. What else you got for us?
And
Hey, what else you got?
And number 2, I just thought it was interesting on TikTok, which I watch every day. A young woman decided to let her parents know that she is a stripper by trade, and she told them via a PowerPoint presentation.
Very professional.
Very clever and professional.
Yeah.
How'd it go over?
To show that she's committed to her career, right?
Well, I mean, she showed the PowerPoint presentation. That part worked.
I'm actually curious to see the
See,
PowerPoint
you guys don't have
presentation.
daughters. You have no concept of what it's like to being. You don't have a daughter either, do you, Big Mac? You don't have boys.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I'm the only
Between-
guy here with a daughter.
Between me, Evan,
6
and
boys.
C-Mac, 6 boys.
Yeah.
That's why we so quickly brushed away your putting your donuts over your face. We were just like, no.
And I got
That's called breakfast every morning, bro.
I got one for you. You'll love this.
go ahead.
The foodie that you are. So my wife and my boys are down in Ocean City. Oh, okay.
Peace out
Great.
to SNY. They've got some baseball show.
They're going to miss out on my story.
Good.
So they're down in Ocean City with my in-laws. They rented a house for the week.